I hate going to visit like other tribes across the country and they act like we got the money that they be getting. I'm like, oh, not everybody's getting new houses, Florida. Okay.
Honestly, exactly. I'm just like, how do I produce?
My,
How do I get in?
right.
Hey.
I'm like, you're gonna get on the housing list. It's gonna be a hot
Uh-huh.
minute, and then you're gonna have cracked floors.
Exactly. They're gonna want you to redo your own drawers. Drawers are moldy. They give you a list of contractors.
Oh God. So did you grow up in church, ceremonial grounds, any kind of mixture of both, or?
I will say I kind of grew up in both, just a little bit. As my childhood, I remember growing up ceremonial. That's my very earliest memories, is being out there at the campgrounds with my grandparents and my cousins. But then I also remember that we also went to church, but I don't remember going there faithfully. You know, we just
Yeah,
there every now and then.
for sure.
We went for arts and crafts.
Yeah,
Hey.
exactly. Same. Like we went to my grandma's Indian church. It was a Methodist church, but it was just all a bunch of Indians there, and
Yeah.
like it was Indian as hell too. I remember we would come for like the holiday stuff and like any kind of like wild onion dinner or whatever.
Yeah.
Some Indian ass thing was going
Yeah.
on. We were there.
Yes.
And like we would always be in the Christmas play. I remember I played Joseph one time in a ribbon shirt. I was like, y'all know this man ain't wearing no ribbon shirt. They got me playing Joseph with a ribbon
Put
shirt on.
ribbons on them.
And for baby Jesus, I kid you not, so Indian. They just found a little Dora the Explorer doll
But
and put her in a little manger and wrapped her up.
the hair's the same. He had that haircut. Granny said, "Get it from baby there." Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. I'm like, I've hung out with some per caps before, and you be thinking like they're like, oh yeah, fancy. No.
I didn't even know about per cap until my first time I went out to North Carolina.
No.
And one of my friends was driving me around, showing me things, who lives out there. And he was like talking about, I was like, man, this is a nice car. And he was like, yeah, we got it with our per cap. He was like, when I turned 18, I got so many $1,000. And I was like,
yeah.
what? I said, my first car, baby. Hitchhikers used to look at my first car and say, motherfucker, I'll walk.
Never mind. It's in your car. I'm like, never mind. Look at that, sputting around.
Oh, the street people used to give me change through the window. My God.
You need it, sir. But I remember, like, as I got a little older, I would remember, like, my grandma would have some beef with the women. And, you know, grandma would have their little arts and craft. And I remember coming in there and like, so they separated, you know, the kids would go to their little vacation or Bible school little areas. So when the kids were done, we go run and find our grandmas, and they'd be in the big area, big building or whatever. And then we go in there. And I remember going in there, and I would go in there, and grandma's like, kind of, you know, when grandmas are mad, they're kind of slamming things around a little bit. And so I'd be like, Grandma, I'm ready. And she's like, me too. And she'd be all, and then like some women be talking. And I remember one time my grandma was like, yeah, well, you can, and she started like yapping back to these other elder women. And then they were like, Marie, calm down. And she's like, no. And then she's like, back here. Hey, I thought they were arguing over there.
Church lady drama.
I thought they were arguing over who had the best pot holders. Who made the best ones. I don't know what they're arguing, but I remember that grandma, she would have these little beefs with these women out there. But those women were not the same women at ceremonial grounds. So I think that's what the beef was, because I don't know. Whatever difference was, grandma just would not have it.
She wasn't having it.
After that, we just kind of didn't go out there as much. So, but we were always at the ceremonial ground. So after that, I kind of felt better, because like I liked it. I mean, as far as what I liked as a kid, I felt more comfortable at the grounds more. We also have a project we've been working on for a while. I was told I can't talk about details, but stay tuned, because this is another project that I'm so excited to be a part of. And it seems like we're getting to a point where it's just about to just be introduced and then just blast off. So I'm very glad to be a part of it. But I will say that I get to use my acting voice.
Ooh.
I got a little acting voice now.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out how my actor is gonna sound, though. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, can't go into details, but it's been in the works and it's going to be so exciting when it hits.
Ooh.
And I think people are going to love it. And then there's works brewing about a tour.
Ooh.
So that will be really fun. And I'm just like, well, if you keep your bar open, I'm there.
My God. I went to an event, what's that, this past weekend? I think so. It was a Saturday night, OKC, karaoke, had no bar.
Oh,
Have you lost your mind?
yeah.
Have you lost your mind? Who is doing this sober?
You gotta be exactly. Actors don't even be sober.
My God. I was like, what is this, church camp?
Yeah, really. It's Falls Creek already.
Oh.
Our grandparents allowed us to go wherever felt more comfortable, and
Yeah.
I'm really happy and glad that she was that type of person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because so some grandparents, they make you go.
For sure.
They
Yeah.
got your tie and suit by the chair.
We ain't watching TV.
Yes.
We ain't wearing shorts.
Yes.
I'm so glad that was not my life.
Yeah, like no, and some people didn't even get to listen to like music.
Yes.
And that was I was like, dang, I didn't even realize it was that bad.
Yeah, same.
And
Because my
like-
grandma, she taught Sunday school and then she'd be cussing us up and down on the weekends. And I'm so grateful that that was my life.
I'd rather be cussed out.
Yes. That I felt closer to God in those moments than anywhere else.
That's why I prayed the hardest.
Yes.
Please don't whoop me.
Exactly.
Lord, don't let her whoop me. But I do know that like ceremonial grounds have like their own ways as well.
Yeah.
But like they never like pressured us. My grandma never pressured us. Like our green corns, they did get scratches. So I'm glad that grandma never like forced us. There are some grandmas I seen, they had their 3-year-old yanking them out there, and them mother be like, look like Saw movie.
Everybody wants to talk about the trauma from white people in the red schools.
Yes,
I'm like, come back to them ceremonial.
Yes,
We
the
getting
real
it from
trauma.
our own sometimes.
Yes, that old little red bud needle. That old half a centimeter will get you. And I remember watching them mamas out there grabbing their kids, and I'd be thinking like, why? Like, why? You'd be hearing kids scream at 7, 8 in the morning, screaming. I kind of feel like I'm more private in my life. First of all, I'm bad at marketing. Gosh, I'm bad at it because I'm so comfortable.
Sure.
Like
It's so easy to.
Yes. And here's a secret is that people don't know, but my secret is that I'm an introvert. I think like a lot of us are introverts, and then when we do come out, we're like the fireworks of the night. But then I'm like a crab. I want to call back into my little shell, and I'm so happy there.
Yes.
So
I feel like I disappoint people so much when they come up to me after the show or whatever and think I'm going to be like, what up? And I'm just like, oh, hi.
Yeah.
And they're like,
You're so, you were up here, now you're down here. Yeah. And that's how I'm like, listen, bear with me, folks. I'm trying to gather it myself.
Right.
I'm trying to find her too.
Yes.
My name is Jordan Jayi. So throw back a little history is like Jayi came from an interpersonnel of mine that I always enjoyed. Like, to be honest, like, you're not just one thing. You have plenty of personalities, and this personality just loves to just like be there and be out there. And so this came about as a kid, and like my granny thought I was wild because every now and then I would just like, what do they call it these days? Like crash out.
Yes.
Like I was a kid, and like every now and then I would just crash out, but it was like goofy, crazy. My granny would be like, "There's pills for those." Her granny didn't know how to take me, but then she'd be glad when I like get back to Jordan. So like I didn't think that I ever like, I wouldn't call it a split personality. The doctors would though. But like I think it just comes from like, as a children you develop your own whatever it may be, and as parents, like they allow you to be that. You develop something growing up, and then now it's there. And I think it's best when you know how to use it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It definitely works within the real world.
Yeah. And it helps when you're like aware of it, like we're talking about. Like I think my parents and grandparents certainly Same, had the same dilemma that we're like, you're so quiet, but then we see you out there doing this, and like I was like,
Yeah.
well, you can be more than one thing, or
Yeah.
we're multifaceted, but
Yes.
I guess maybe some people aren't. I don't know, because they act like it's this big, like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's how I was like, I mean, you shouldn't treat your children as like one thing. They're not
Yeah.
gonna just act one thing. So like like you said, yeah, the grandparents were like, hey. Granny was always like, hey, who's she talking to?
Hey.
But I think my mom would be like, she's out there playing. They call it playing. They're using their imagination, Granny. But that Granny's was like, no, hey, that's disability check right there. He want lip gloss and hickeys. Yeah, you should definitely do this one.
I wish I knew this song.
I don't even know the song. That's our native song. We don't know the song.
Yeah.
We just mumble around to it. If it ain't ceremonial, I don't know.
My God. All I know is Cherokee hymns.
Yeah. And Creek hymns.
Y'all got Orphan Child on there?
I know y'all got this little light of mine. And them hymns. I remember when I did theater, and I didn't do it after like elementary for a long time, but I always as kids, you were in the bathroom like la 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 la, had the radio turned up,
Absolutely.
and we was getting it, and then there were times when like the aunts and uncles were drunk, they was like, do your dance, do your dance. Oh, hit it, boy.
Yeah.
TLC, put it on. I used to love it. I used to just be an entertainer. And then when I got to Sequoia High School, 08, don't hate. Hey. Class of 08. Sequoia High School, my senior year is when they first got their drama club.
Oh, okay.
And I loved it. And I was like, oh my God, I want to do it. So I hopped in. The drama club did a play, and it was called How the Possum Lost Its Tail. And I guess it's an old turkey story, turkey tale. But we did a play for these immersion kids.
Oh.
And I loved being a part of it because I love the way that we turned it into like almost like a comedy. And and I remember looking at those little kid faces, and their eyes were so big. And because they were so in it, and like I loved it.
Yeah.
And like we were animals, we played animals, and that was the first time I really realized that like I love this. I loved showing off for these little kids and how they giggled at us. And that's the encouragement that we got to give to whomever, maybe upcoming newcomers. Like you yourself is the special thing about it. The
Absolutely.
uniqueness. There's nobody in this entire world like you. You know?
Yes.
And that's what I tell the kids. There's nobody out here.
Yes.
Nobody on this rock that's floating like you.
My God.
That's insane.
Like your jokes work because you tell them. If I try to tell your material, it ain't gonna
It
work.
won't work.
But that Jordan Jayi magic hits it, it's gonna work.
Yes.
So like just stick with it. Stay true to you.
Yes, exactly. And the same vice versa. I was laughing at one of your jokes. You said all these aunties that claim to be aunties. They claim to be aunties now.
I said, I know it's trendy now, but there is a real breed out there.
And they're all in jailbirds.
My God. If they don't have a record, they don't qualify.
If they get bailed out and make Indian tacos the next day.
If you ain't never had a Wild Indian dinner fundraiser to get you out of jail, I don't want to hear it.
A Wild Onion fundraiser. We gotta bail her out. She's head lady. I'd also like to say that I'm making a big announcement on this podcast.
Okay,
Zeb.
you heard it here first.
All right, get your pens and papers out.
My God.
I actually have developed myself into my own business. So, Jayi Entertainment.
My God.
.com.
Oh.
It's on the web. Get a look at it.
Give it a go.
Yes, give it a go. www. Jayi Entertainment.com.
My God, what can the people find there?
They can find my booking inquiries. They can find where commodity comedy is something I have built. and I want to continue building it. So commodity comedy is like a group thing. Like I want to show more Native comedians, and I want to have like a big headliner. Or if we don't have a big headliner, you know, like locally, it's still good to have a good production
For sure.
with, you know, locals, and then like, you know, maybe even outside comedians come in. And so I want to grow this, and so I developed this into like a business. So now I have finally put my big panties on,
My God.
and I'm out there.